Party PM. I'm your host, China.
I'm Jessica.
And I'm Shanae.
Okay, and today we're back. We're back with episode 2. We're feeling good. We're on our high from, episode 1. And, we're ready to give it to you guys. So today is my episode. So what I did, I got to pick the drink today. Jessica's drink was good, but I'm a little spicy.
Don't come for my drink.
We came for
I would interrupt me. But anyways.
You need a butt. I don't need a butt.
The time for the best drink. We're doing a margarita because that's my favorite drink, but not just any margarita. We're doing a spicy marg. Here's my spicy margarita.
Can I say something about this drink right here, China? Can I give you an honest feedback to your recipe that you sent?
Sure.
I love it.
Oh.
I loves it a lot. It's a love.
It was good.
It's a love. Like literally, I threw a little jalapeno first. So I'm gonna tell you, I didn't have a few things because you gave me the ingredients late. You know what I mean? So I was like, because you know how you always late to everything that you do. So I was like, okay, I don't really know. So I didn't have the agave, and then I didn't have triple sec. And normally I have triple sec, so I was giving you a pass. But what I did was I replaced the agave with honey.
Okay.
And the triple sec, I use like oranges.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
The orange, yes. And I put the little jalapenos, and I don't know if you can see it, but they fell at the bottom there. So I don't know, why they fell, but I don't
gives
know.
it a nice little kick, right?
But I love it. It's spicy. It's on point, and it's not sugary. That's what I feel like with the other one I didn't like. This is on point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just face. I try. Okay. Okay. So what's in our drink today? I sent him a recipe that I like, and when I put a little tequila, of course, and I use Patron, but you can use any tequila. I'm not even gonna say that. Anyways, I like to use like.
What was you gonna say?
Expensive tequila, because when you're mixing it, it's like you want to just a drink that's gonna get you a little nice. I didn't use the numbers and the recipe they use. I put 2.5, 3 shots of tequila in mine because I like a little kick.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I also I had triple sec, so I used triple sec. We put the salt around the rim. I used lime juice and agave for sure, and jalapenos. And I used medium heat jalapenos because I like a little kick, but I don't want to be like, like looking ugly. So that's
so what you did. You did a.
Because when you're like out somewhere and you're like your mouth starts burning, you're like, that's not cute. So that was my drink, spicy marg. Everybody, cheers.
Hey.
China, you're lucky I like this drink this week. I'm not mad at it.
Okay. So for my episode, mental health, we're good. We're all mentally. Okay. So for Mental Health Month, I thought it would be cool if we did an episode. You guys know I have my master's in clinical psych. Go Waves, Pepperdine. And so I thought we would talk about mental health, and not just mental health during quarantine, but mental health during any type of crisis in our life, right? So give me some tips. What are you guys doing to protect your mental health during these times?
To be honest with you, I this may be a good and bad, I don't know what thing this would be, but I had no idea it was Mental Health Month until you told me about it, which I'm like, oh dude, that's dope, because I feel like, for instance now, right, like I'm on hiatus with my job right now, because of COVID. So like there's no filming for me right now. I can't do anything, but just kind of like be on lockdown, chill to myself. But one of the things that was fascinating to me was I didn't realize how many people can't handle being on lockdown for themselves. But I got a message, an email, and it was like this email blast from the company that I work for, the production company. And they were basically saying like, hey guys, we are now offering free counseling, like for people that are maybe like going through like hard times with this whole COVID situation, because I think a lot of people don't realize that it's like not just like people getting sick. It's also like, it's a mental issue that's, I think, going on more so than anything.
Exhausting, just all the stuff that's going on.
Facts.
Yeah, it's definitely mentally exhausting. And I think for me too, it's like, it didn't hit me, but I think because I'm like, I keep busy. So for me, I'm all about, I started this 30-day challenge with a couple girlfriends where we work out. Yes. A bitch lost 10 pounds, you know.
And say that I went and I dropped off some groceries at Shanae's for the drink, and she snatched. I said, okay. I gotta start working out because Shanae is real snatched. And it's been like only 3 weeks you've been doing it.
I've been doing that program. I'll put it in like one of our stories or something one day when we do it. Like I'll just take over the chat or the little Instagram or whatever story, and I will show you guys, like, the workouts are so intense. I do have to thank the other group of girlfriends, because having those group of girlfriends, we're holding each other accountable. Mm-hmm. So like I get up, I have girlfriends that's on the East Coast, and literally I get up at 5:30 in the morning. I do a run before that on a running app. Then I jump on with them at 7 in the morning to do this workout challenge. And it's a 30-day workout challenge. It's got some cool props on there, and I've definitely seen the results. So you know what I mean? Definitely gonna be some Margarita, because I swear, I told myself with this whole quarantine situation, that refrigerator right there, no.
The devil.
I was just talking to a girlfriend yesterday, and I was like, the first like 4 weeks, like, you just didn't know what to do with yourself. Like, I would just be in the kitchen like, bro, you're not even hungry. Like, but I would be like, okay, it's 4 o'clock, time for me. Like, you're not even hungry. So actually, on my list of mental health things, exercising is one of the things that you should be doing. And people don't realize how helpful exercising is, but just going outside and getting that sunlight or getting that sweat in, it really does do something for your mental health. It gives you a get up and go. I know just you're doing some sort of workout too, right?
Yes. So I'm told y'all I'm quarantined with my uncle and my aunt and his family, and my aunt actually is a fitness instructor, honey. And when I tell you no games, I'll send y'all a picture of the amount of sweat that is dripping from my body. And when I tell you exhausted, I literally hate her during the workout, but then I feel great. I'm like, this is great. So y'all, let me tell you something. And not to mention, today she actually showed me a Instagram of a grandma who's 72 years old and in shape. So we have no excuse, okay? No, and she did that in 2 years, and she's 72. So she started her journey at 70. So can you imagine if you start now at 70, what you'll look like?
Wait, Jessica, so can you say that again? You said you have a grandma that what?
No, my aunt showed me an Instagram of a grandma to a fitness instructor that she follows, and the grandma's ripped. Grandma's cut, and she did it in 2 years at 72. So when I tell you we have no excuse, we have no excuse.
That means
today what I'm going to do is I'm going to work out. Whether you like it or whether you want to or you don't want to, just do it. Just do it. You'll feel better after, trust. You'll curse, and I'm literally dying. My uncle be like, stop dying up there. And I'm like, yeah, no.
Okay. Another mental health tip I've kind of started in the beginning is like, it seems weird, but it's like focusing on yourself. So during quarantine, I've been like, just trying to like, there's no time. You always say you don't have enough time for you, but it's like, I want to discover, like, it's a good time to discover your love language. And people say like, oh, I don't need that, I'm already in a relationship. You could be married and not know each other's love language and not be practicing how each other gives and receives love. You could also take an Enneagram personality test. Shanae and I did that. We learned our personality, and it really does help because you understand and you dive deep into why you're doing the things you're doing. And maybe you need to work on some stuff, and maybe you know you're good, but this is a good time to explore yourself. We're talking about creating a schedule. I know both of you guys are still like working from, aren't you guys working? I'm not.
We're doing like, I'm doing like small projects.
Okay.
So like for me, I do believe in, you guys know, I'm like all about schedules. Like I'm not, y'all know when we say 5 o'clock, that means, 4:45.
I'm terrible. You know that.
I know. You're horrible at times, but I also feel like another thing for me to like mentally be there and ready, like I have to set a schedule for myself like during the week, because I know that this is not permanent. Like, and I think that's for everybody. Like, if you are feeling down in the dumps, I feel like give yourself a schedule of things like you need to do. Like for me, I literally get up at 5:30.
And I don't know how you do that, because Shanae will go to bed late and still get up at the time and do her workout. Keep going.
Listen, I have never been a morning person unless I'm on a show. So kudos to you, Shanae, because it's not for me.
Or just like I want to sleep in, but keep going.
But I also think for me, it's like I gotta keep my mind moving because this is not forever. This is not forever. And what I don't want to happen is we get to going back to work, and then all of a sudden my body's like, what the fuck? What you doing? What's going on? I'm like, and so my body's like that. But also, I'm a morning person. You know, it's a little different. If you're not a morning person, then you need to adjust. But I will say, I get up, do the workout, I make breakfast because I'm also like on a meal plan thing situation right now. I give myself time for that. Then I have like a little relaxation of just like spiritually getting with myself and like, you know what I mean, motivating myself for the day. But I also like make sure I take the shower and I get up and I get dressed. There are times, and there have been times where I'm still like in the bed or like I don't get up and get dressed. And I've noticed that those days that I'm not getting up and getting dressed, like,
yeah. One of the tips online that I saw too is like bathing. Like you have to bathe and like put on clothes every day because you feel better about yourself. Like everyone was saying like, oh, this is a good time to not wear makeup. But like when I get dolled up, put makeup on, put outfit on, I feel better. And I'm like, I don't know, the day just moves smoother. Like if I'm in pajamas all day, that's a Netflix day. I'm like not motivated.
Agreed. I agree.
In terms of like self-care, I usually meditate to go to sleep because my mind won't stop racing. But what I have learned too is when I wake up, I normally do like, you know, affirmations and do some meditation in the morning, in the bed, laying down. That's the best way to meditate for me because
that is on you need to explain that because I am not a meditation person. I cannot focus.
Really?
I don't like my eyes closed. But that it was like number 2 on the list of things to help you during a crisis. They said meditation apps. Which one do you use apps?
So usually I like the meditation app. I started using Headspace because for work, we're so plugged up. We have freaking walkie-talkie. Then we have IFB. So naturally, and then not only that, in our position, we have to think for other people and think ahead and plan and everything for other people for months at a time. So when I come home, I still hear people in my damn head, or I'm like thinking about what the next day is gonna be. So what I started doing was I downloaded Headspace. And I use the guided meditation. Like I like the guy's voice, he soothed me. And what happens is when you're laying, like you just lay flat and make sure your spine is straight and just let them guide you through step by step, you know, what to do and shutting down your organs mentally first. Or sometimes what works too, China, is in your mind, once you lay down, just fast forward the day in your head. Honestly, it's crazy. Just fast forward it because then that'll help you be like, okay, the day is done. I did what I could do already. That's it. You lay down, you literally sit there and you relax and you know, namaste. And then just shut down your organs. Honestly, it's 1, 2, 3. And I have the best sleep. When I tell you I'm deep in the sleep, I'm deep in the sleep.
People like it had such like Headspace has such good reviews, but like I can't get into it. So, but I'm gonna, maybe I didn't give it enough. Maybe I'll try that.
Try that night. Try it then. Yeah, because the sitting up for me, I'm like, I can't. I open one eye.
I thought she was frozen. I was like, what's going on? Okay. I get it. Okay. Okay, another thing that you guys I know are not even gonna mess with, but another thing that they said is like social distancing, but not isolating yourself. So I feel that like you don't want to isolate, but you want to have like a good amount of like outside and inside time. Because I remember when we first happened, like that first like 2 weeks, I was in the bed. Like I was like, oh, we don't have to go outside. But literally when you're in the house all day, I don't know if it's the air conditioning, if it's just no sun, but you feel sick. So do you guys, you know, sometimes take a breather?
Can I tell you this? It's nothing like getting some good vitamin D.
Whoa! Whoa!
I mean the sun, guys.
Is Shanae frozen?
I mean the sun, okay?
Oh, okay.
I really do. I agree with you on that. And it's crazy because I have a friend that was completely like, not going outside. I'm on lockdown. I'm not doing nothing, which is great. But I could tell for the last month and a half, she's been getting in a depressive state.
Wow.
Depressive state. And I'm trying, I had to like start talking to her and like making her realize, girl, it's because you haven't been out at all. Like, and you're so used to that. In human nature, it's like, go take a walk outside. So I think you're right. And I think the reason why I probably haven't gotten that way, because I am, y'all know, like I'm an extrovert. I like to be around people and I love to party. I love being that. I love that vibe. So for me.
Yeah, you're a lot.
Yeah. Excuse me. What did you say I was a lot?
You're a lot.
Go ahead. Sorry.
That's facts. But yeah, because I love people, you know? So if it's not between having a lot of FaceTimes, having a lot of Zoom calls, having playing like Zoom nights, like I started hosting a Netflix watch party with a bunch of people. Feel free to join if you need a Netflix watch party to follow. Because just to have people feel included and feel like they're around people, I wanted to make sure everybody felt good and like they were wanted. And like, even if it's just a chat, it's something, but for her, I was just like, you got to get out. She was just depressed. And that's why I think me doing those workouts and the runs, it's helped me mentally to be like, nah, I can't, amongst other things.
I'm an introvert, extrovert, y'all. I can be in the house.
I get that vibe.
But then I literally get cabin fever and I got to get out. So for me, I'm in Tampa. It's hot as hell outside. And it's humid. Ain't nobody got time for that. I could pop my head out right here in this little slide door, and I'm good. And that's it.
Your nose did a whole thing. I mean,
it's so crazy. Okay, when I have clients and they're depressed, I think a client, I literally will make them have the session outside. That's how important sun is. Like literally, like if you have a student or like a person that's like really depressed, you'll be like, okay, let's do our session outside. Maybe you'll take a walk with them and let the sun hit them. And it really does, like it has weird effects. So vitamin D, Shanae, good idea. I like what you said about doing your watch parties, because I think Netflix gets a bad rep. Like everybody's just on watching Netflix all day. But one of the tips is like, you're supposed to limit your exposure to like TV. So you have to have a good balance of it, but it's more like pulling back from like the news. Like there's people that like keep CNN all day on CNN. And it's like, you cannot watch CNN all day because that's going to affect your mood. So you need to like, I like the fact that you could like watch CNN a little bit, then go to a Netflix party, do a little laugh, come watch Block Party PM on YouTube, you know?
Okay. 2 episodes up at this point.
Exactly. So, okay, I like that. I think also another tip I had was like, remember the things that you enjoyed before the quarantine. And like, because people, I think you just forget the stuff that they really enjoy that you can still do in the situation. So, you know, whether it's like reading or, you know what I'm saying, like editing or whatever you think is fun, you can still do those solo things during quarantine. You don't have to drop all the things you love. What are some things that you guys like are like still doing that you did before and you get to do more of?
Can I be honest with you? I'll tell you, because I appreciate this time because I was working so much. I didn't get time to do a lot of things that I feel like was on the rest tip, like the tranquil tip, like, you know what I mean? Like just binge watching. Like, I know that's not crazy productive, but I also feel like that's how my mind is like at ease. It's like just a little relaxed that I'm like,
you're like turning your brain
off.
But
it's still learning. Like you work in television, you learning new stuff. What's going on? What do people like? What works? So it's research.
True. So I've been more so doing that, working out, cooking, things like that I don't get to do, you know, on a regular basis because I'm working.
Facts. Honestly, it's funny because today I was thinking about it. I was like, man, I really fuck with myself. Like, I really love myself. Like, okay, like we doing this, we by ourselves, we chilling, we got family time, we got Block Party PM, starting something new. I think that it's so great when you can have the self-care time, especially when you don't get it and you work 12, 16 hours, or you just don't get it. If you're like a stay-at-home mom or you just don't realize like how you really need to take the time to actually like check in with yourself. Am I okay? You know what I'm saying? Forget about other yourself. Am I actually okay? That's why. And today I was like, okay, I worked out. I was able to meditate. Like I still get to play with my cousin. Then I go outside and come in. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, damn. Like I did my hair, and I was like, okay, trying to figure out how to get the curls popping. And I was like, all right.
Yeah.
I really fuck with you, Jess. I fuck you. You're not too bad.
You better go, Jess. You better go, Jess, girl.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't come out of this like, I'm kind of dope. Because this is 6 weeks, 7 weeks we done spent with ourselves. If you don't come out of this like, I'm kind of dope. Like, I went out yesterday for like a walk, and I was like just walking by myself, listening to like my favorite little playlist, and I was like, I like hanging out with me, you know. But like, and people don't say that. I'm like, it sounds weird coming out of our mouths, but like, a lot of people don't like themselves. So like, finding that is like a dope balance. I like that.
Have you been feeling though as a therapist? Like, how have you been feeling? Because you also, I feel like, have to take on other people's emotions. So as a therapist, has it been different, weird, odd? Like, is it more pressure on you? What has it been like for you going through the quarantine with?
I think I still see clients. I still see like my students. So I work for a high school, and so I still see them. But I think we learn to like detach. The weirdest part is like I see a lot of them in my bedroom, like, but I don't do Zoom. I do a phone call or like do telehealth. So sometimes I don't see them, but it's weird because you're not supposed to bring them home or like in your bedroom because that's your space. And I do have a lot of the session in my space, but because we have such a good relationship and I really know how to detach, it hasn't really affected me. I needed the downtime, and I hate saying that, but I needed it just because I needed to catch up on life. Like I had papers that I had to do. I had all kind of stuff that I had to finish. But I'm pretty good at detaching. And so like, I think this time I'm using for like learning and intellectual engagement. So that's what I'm trying to do. Like just stuff that like, I couldn't just, you can't just read sometimes when you have a job. Like you can't just, read for fun. But I want to bring that back in my life. So I've been trying to like read. I've been like, doing little stuff like that I enjoy. Something that I enjoy. Like, I always wanted to do a podcast, and I never, pushed. So luckily YouTube pushed me. But like, so I'm doing stuff like that.
Did YouTube or was it us?
Clarify, please.
I just don't know. Was YouTube the one that pushed you, or was it us that said?
It was you guys. Okay. But I like it. I'm glad we did it, because I like that we were being productive and we were busying our mind, because we're, you know what I'm saying? Because it's easy to get depressed. I haven't touched the scale, but I feel like I didn't done a quarantine something. I don't know if it's a 5, 10, 15, but I done a quarantine something. So it's good to get your mind, like, you know what I'm saying, doing something else to where you're not thinking about all the negative.
Can I ask y'all something? Okay, I will tell y'all one thing that I feel like during the quarantine that kind of has, I don't want to say messed me up, but it bothered me in the beginning, where I was like, okay, don't worry about that. Worry about me. Gaslighting, especially people, social media, how they are perpetrating or making it seem like you got to do one thing, or they're living a life that may seem one way. And it's like, hold on, wait a minute. That's their journey, not my journey. Don't worry. Like, have y'all had that? Because like, I just feel like sometimes looking at social media, I'm like, I had a friend that she was like, girl, I had to shut it off. And I was like, but I don't want to have to shut it off.
Yeah, I want to learn how to deal with it.
Mm-hmm. Right. Have you guys had that at all, where it was just like people literally perpetrating or putting on a facade of some sort?
It's like gaslighting disguised as like devil's advocate. So like when you see people that post like, maybe because they aren't motivated right now, which it's their choice, but trying to like kind of shade people that are, like, you don't have to start a podcast just because it's da-da-da-da. And it's like, for me, that's shady. Like, because you don't have to do anything. You can do exactly what you want. If you want to stay in the bed for 6 weeks, that's what you do. But I'm not going to shade you. That's what you chose to do. Maybe you needed that break. So I don't like people that are like kind of like shady online, and like that's gaslighting, or like, oh, why you have to be doing something. Like, right. That's what I need to keep my brain, like, you know what I'm saying? That's what productivity makes me happy. And right. But some people aren't like that. And so that's just, everybody can be different.
Yeah, I definitely have seen the memes online saying like, you should be doing this, you should come out of quarantine with a new business or a new
snatch body.
To each his own. Like, you got to do what works for you and what's best for you. I think what a lot of people are realizing is that they needed the downtime.
Yes.
So in the downtime comes the self-care. Like, it's steps and levels to it. Nobody is going to be overnight, come out with 12 businesses, like, and everyone quarantined at different moments and times. Y'all know how the governors in every state had quarantine at different times. So you cannot put any expectations that other people have or what you see that they're doing and put it on yourself. Like, you're not obligated to do it. You're obligated to take the time out for yourself and make sure that you are doing what works for you and what's best for you. And that's the thing for me, like for social media, it's always like devil's advocate. Like, I like it because it's like it's a different universe, and it's a way to keep in contact with everyone and see what's going on. But again, it's a facade, it's a red curtain, because people are only showing the best of themselves, the best version of themselves. They don't show the struggle, they don't show the grind, they just show how they got there, and then they want you to buy into it. So it's a catch-22. Like, I don't fall for any of that. I just do.
People that use like social media with discernment I think are the people that are winning. Like, the people that could get on there and take what they need and leave the rest are the real winners. Like, if you can take anything from this, if you can learn how to use, when people say like, I don't use social media, I'm like, you crazy? Like, soon this is going to be your resume. People are going to want to see how you live life. That's going to be your resume at some point. People are going to stop reading it and they're going to be like, let me follow you. Like, that's how people say, like, let me see your LinkedIn. Like, it's already to that point. So it's like, you have to be up on social media. Like, you have to figure out a good balance of it to where you're not letting it hurt you, but you're learning from it.
Yeah. No, I agree. And I think, you know what it is too, for me, like I said, when I would see all of those posts, sometimes I'll be like, and because I'm such a go-getter. So being at home, it was like, it was real. It was in the beginning, it was like, oh, this is a lockdown. This is a real lockdown. And I had other friends that was like pitching show ideas or creating show ideas. And I was like, am I supposed to be doing that?
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be doing. And then I felt like, oh, but if I don't come out of this, because I would look at memes and what people were saying on social media, it would get to me. Until finally I had to realize, and I had to talk to myself like, Shanae, now one, you know damn well them hoes still ain't gonna leave this quarantine with nothing. And two, that ain't none of your business. Like, that's only your business. I had to literally, that is
again. It ain't none of your business.
Stay in your lane. You know your path. You know what you're meant to do. Like, don't worry about these other people, or the bras, or the whoever. Do what you want to do. Right. But if your creative juices aren't flowing, that's okay. Like, I had to really talk to myself about that, because I was living, I'm not gonna lie, I was lit in social media. I used to, back in the day, like probably I want to say like 10 years ago, 8 or 10 years ago, I used to get what's called, like, I used to have panic attacks. Yeah, I used to have anxiety and panic attacks to the point where, and it was because I always cared about success. And I grew up where it was like, you have to be the best. You always.
And people don't even know that that's a thing. People don't really understand. People don't really understand that that's a real thing, that you can get panic attacks from being super driven. Like, people think like, oh, I'm not where I'm supposed to be. I have panic attacks. I want to be successful. Successful people have panic attacks about keeping the success or continuing it.
Can I tell you something? I used to have midday crisis. Like, literally be in, again, like, you're in your head, and then you think about like, okay, how old am I? What do I have going for myself right now? What have I accomplished at this age? What do I have to show for it? And I used to be like, literally like, oh my gosh, like, I got to get on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally, just panic. Like, you just sitting there, you just like, oh my gosh, what? God forbid you have a breather. You're not literally taking it for yourself. You're literally just like, well, by now, I thought that I would be doing X, Y, Z.
That sentence gets everybody right there. That by now.
Yeah. The funny thing is, when you made those lists of what you will be doing by a certain age, right? You were like, you ain't doing shit. You ain't even have a job. Like,
I thought I was gonna have a house and kids. I was
13, 15 years old. You making those lists, and you like, I'm gonna be doing this. I'm gonna do that.
Playing MASH.
Hey, I used to love me some MASH.
And I'm not gonna tell you who I thought I was gonna marry.
Okay.
Who you thought?
Chris Paul, and I was gonna have 17 kids.
I thought low-key thought I was gonna marry Justin Timberlake. Don't judge me.
I'm finished with the two of you, Chris Paul and Justin Timberlake. Lord have mercy. I don't even remember. It was too many. I would, juggle around with whoever I felt like.
Oh, you was a whole young. Okay.
Oh, tried I just like to keep my options open, you know?
Okay.
You make different matches for different people that you may come across in the entertainment industry. But I don't know.
No, I'm with you. I was that person. I was like, literally like, okay, I got to be doing this and I have to be doing this. And if I'm not doing this, then I'm a loser. I'm just nothing.
Yes, facts.
Now I'm like, what? As long as I am happy,
facts,
managing my health, taking care of myself, and creating plans for myself and setting goals for myself and getting them done. That's all I care about.
Taking life day by day has changed my whole world. You cannot, when you start looking at like your boyfriend or you start looking at your own life and you're putting these like long, month-long, week-long, year-long expectations on things, it gives you more space to be disappointed. Like I always tell people, like, I want you to be present-minded. Yeah. When people like are in the office, I'm like, I don't care about nothing. I don't care about tomorrow. I want you to be present-minded. What can we do to make you happy right now? What are ways that we can benefit right now? Don't think about and every day we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that day by day by day. So I think I like what you said there. I like that. But you guys were talking about, just now you were talking about where we thought our life would be, which brings me to where we thought Jess would be on these dating apps.
dating. Yes.
I feel like we last episode we were talking about getting Jess on the dating apps.
Okay, so I did 2 dating apps.
Okay.
I did Tinder and I did the Black.
Why you pick the 2 ones Shanae said? Huh? Shanae don't know about love.
First of all, we know I know about love. Let's talk about it. Out of the 3, let's talk about it, okay?
Okay, hold on. It's about me right now, Shanae. Hold on, okay?
You're trying to start it.
Okay, so Jess, how far have you gotten? What have you seen on there?
Stick to a classic. Tinder is a classic.
The thing with both apps or apps in general is like, I forget that I even was talking to someone. Like, for me, if I get off the app, I'm not running back to it just because you replied. Like, I got other shit going on. So I don't know how y'all balance the checking in, checking out, because people be like, good morning, and I got to reply, good afternoon, and then at night, I'm just put a kibosh to it because I don't want nobody hitting me up with their fantasies or any sexual shit, because you know how guys are. After a certain hour, you just got to shut it off. Because
they get real hot after 8:30.
I want nothing to do with it, okay? So it's just been interesting to see the kind of people that are on there and talk to people when I do get to check in. But
weren't you having an issue with matching?
Huh?
Weren't you having an issue with matching?
I know. I feel like she's being real vague right now. She being real vague, yo.
Let me tell you, I was swiping. Yes, when I thought I was swiping, no. When I tell you I'm an amateur at this, I literally had to tell them, I was like, how do I delete this? Now I got people hit me up that I'm not even interested in. So I had to delete. And I was like, oh my gosh. Or like the small talk. I'm not into like small talk. Then it's 2 extremes. I either get the people who are
in your bio. My bio says I don't do small talk, arrange a date.
Okay, see,
it's gonna be different. It's gonna be different because we're in quarantine, but you need to be like, I don't do small talk. Keep it short and cute. The end.
Let me tell you something. Then I got one guy talking about he wanted to take me for ice cream and food. And I'm like, sir, I don't know you, sir. He's like, do you want to go down the phone?
You meet him there. You meet him.
I don't want to talk to you either.
But here's my thing, though. You're having these are guys that clearly you find attractive, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, but it's too fat. Like, I want to get to know you. I don't want to jump from the app, hey, hello, can I take you out?
No, he just asked you to go for ice cream. You ain't know nothing.
No, that's too much. First of all, one is y'all don't know my family. My uncle be like, who the fuck is this?
Like that's
I'm an adult. I'm an adult. He'll be like, who the fuck is this?
Let me tell your uncle to take several seats.
Exactly. Look, the whole family. It'll be me, Kaden, Chris, Christine. We all in the car going out.
But that's the problem right there. They don't need to be in the damn car so early.
Y'all don't understand. It's just not. It's not the same. Okay.
See, here's my thing. If these are dudes you're already attracted to, and a guy is like, hey, I think you're attractive. I would love to take you out for ice cream. You have that right. And that's the thing I love about these dating apps is to say, hey, I think the ice cream shop is a little too soon.
I did
do that.
You know, I don't.
But let's get to know each other more.
Hi, me
do
again.
FaceTime.
But I did.
I need a first.
I did. And you know what? It got into small talk. Like, what are your hobbies? What do you do for fun? Because Shanae, I'm like, what do you talk to the people about? Because I don't know what the fuck to say. So I asked him the same stuff you sent me. And then he was like, okay, great. But I would like to take you.
read me. Can you read us? Pull it up. Read up the conversation. Read the conversation. That's what I want.
Now I gotta pull it
and
up.
Jess, we need you to be more, okay, we're gonna have to prep Jess, because we need Jess to be more like fluid. We need to get her open. She's very closed off, very New York.
The fact that all the family members jumping in the damn car so damn early is letting me know that, Lord Jesus.
She's very New York. We need to get her to be real Miami Beach.
The question marks. He's like, did you answer? Okay, so here's a conversation. I'll let y'all know. Gorgeous smile, Jessica. Hi, thank you, likewise. What do you have going on for Cinco de Mayo today? I had a proposition for you. I have a Zoom call with some of my colleagues. What do you have going on?
Who's who? You gotta set the scene.
We're only 15 miles away.
Voices and set the scene? Huh? We don't know who's saying what. You gotta like set the scene.
Sorry, excuse me. Okay, so this is Tony. Tony is 34 years old. And this is what he said to me. Gorgeous smile, Jessica. And I replied, hi, thank you, likewise. He says, what do you have going on for Cinco de Mayo today? I have a proposition for you. I said, I have a Zoom call with some of my colleagues. What do you have going on? He says, we are only 15 miles away. I want to take you out for food and ice cream. I said, I would like to get to know you a bit more before meeting in person. He said, absolutely. Are you okay with exchanging numbers, or do you want to talk on here? I said, because again, I'm not good with replying. That was at 9:46 p.m., so I had went to sleep. Then this is yesterday. I replied back at 4:06 in the afternoon. I said, hey, my bad. Let's talk here for a bit and see how it goes. I'm new to this. He said, sure. Tell me about yourself. Kids, family, what do you do for fun? So I said, I went into the spiel. Then he goes into the spiel. And then he's like, what have you been doing since the whole pandemic? I went into my spiel. Then he comes and he's like, that's awesome. Ambitious, beautiful. Well, if you are only here temporarily, we need to get together soon. Oh, I would love to take you out for food and ice cream. I said, thank you.
Okay, we love to see the emergency.
He said, did you read the rest of the message? Meaning, I said I want to take you out for food and ice cream, bitch. Are we going out for food and ice cream?
Why food and ice cream?
I did, but I didn't feel comfortable meeting so soon. I would hate for you to drive 15 miles to realize we weren't compatible. Not saying we're not, but I still would like to get to take the time to know you here. I said, absolutely. We can take things at your pace, and I absolutely would drive 15 miles to meet you. Do you want to continue to talk through here, or are you okay with talking on the phone? Question mark.
All right, so this is okay. We're gonna do something real quick. Real quick.
Can I get my number? I don't like that.
Serial killer. All I can think is serial killer. You don't know me, son. You don't know me. Serial killer.
New York.
New York.
I don't even think that's New York, yo. I think that's Jessica. Yo, let me wait. Can we do something real quick before we move on? And we'll blur out when we air this. We'll blur out his picture and stuff.
Of course.
For the sake of.
Oh, you want to see what he looks like?
Yes, but we'll blur it. We'll blur it for the show. So sorry, everybody at home. You can't see who this man is because we don't want to get in trouble.
This is Tony.
Oh, go see him, girl.
First of all,
go see him.
Y'all are the worst.
So let me tell you something.
Go on FaceTime first. And
get 15 miles away.
FaceTime is real, and then when it's real, bring pepper spray and go on the date. But drive yourself.
Pepper spray, drive myself.
Let me tell you, the fact that you're so freaked out about this is so crazy, yo, because it's not that deep.
What about video chat? Can we just upgrade to video chat before we talk about food and
But you have to, here's the thing. You got to, let me tell you something. You got to give respect for a man that's taking charge and saying how you feel. Some people are like, it's small talk. You're not even saying anything interesting either. You're on the same level as because y'all saying bullshit back and forth to each other, talking about well, what you doing? How your week? What's going on? Well, what you doing?
If you ask me a question, I'm gonna ask you the same shit back. What you want me to do?
But that's my point. So there's something that's not clicking yet. So he may be a person that's like, you should ask a question. So look, I know you keep asking, I know you want it, but how about this? Can we do a FaceTime video? Can we do with this? Can we do that? Mix it up. You're not even mixing it up. So how you gonna come in?
Okay. I got something else to say.
Oh, she got something to say.
Please.
Aside from like the dating apps or whatever, because I jumped on it and I was just like, let me see what it's about. I am kind of talking to someone, so
that's what it is.
I just I don't know like what to do. It's just weird. I don't know. It's just a weird situation altogether because
you're single till you're
like chilling. Yeah, I know. I know that. I ain't rushing yet. Y'all know I move like the damn turtle, honey. Glacial pace. I move at a glacial pace. But I don't know. I just feel like it's a lot to juggle. Like with 15, how y'all talk to 15 people or more at one time? Then you got new people popping up, and I'm like,
I'll write a book.
Ooh, it's too much. I mean, they're not ugly guys, but then another homeboy was like, he's a plumber, and then that went out, and I was like, delete. And then
if you're not, but that's the thing. If you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it. That's the good part about dating apps. Move on, go to the next person. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is, from here, you talk about the other guy. It's like that ain't a reason. Like, cause he's small talk and he wants to meet you. Like it's a coffee shop or it's a dinner. It's a go in a public place.
It's too fast. It's too fast for me. I would like to migrate from this to the phone or a video.
What's your next step? What is your next step then? It's
video chat. It's video
tell them that's my point.
To say that and have the video chat because the video chat will tell you everything you need to know and you can dead it or you can keep it going. Like you're gonna get the vibes from video chat. That should be like after I talk to you for about 10 minutes, 30 minutes, hour, like a day or a couple days, I'm like, okay, let's video chat so I can make sure you're real.
Yeah.
So we get deaded or we can keep going.
Yeah. That's how life is. Like literally every single one that I've had is multiple guys that I'll be talking to, even still now. Like I have one guy that he's the main of interest. And until he makes it official or we meet, because remember this is the same guy I was telling you before, till we meet and we don't have that whatever, like I'm keeping whatever open. Because exactly what was saying. It's like ring on the finger, commitment, whatever. I'm keeping everything open. But you know what I do is after a while, if I feel like it's too much small talk, let's go ahead and let's exchange numbers. And keep in mind, if you feel insecure about like giving a number, you're worried about giving your personal, Google has a way where you can literally come up with do your fake number. Do a fake number and talk to the guy. And then after that conversation, you'll know whether or not you really do want to meet him from ice creams. Because guess what? When I did this, the one I'm talking to, and I had the little FaceTime, and it was 8 hours, and I was like, shit, hello? Wait till May 15 when I can go ahead and meet him because I'm going to be there. You know what I mean? And then our conversations grew, and now we talk every day. It's different. But there were guys before him where I was like, hell no, like this not going to work. It didn't click, but I gave it a chance. Like, what I'm saying is don't shoot a guy down for wanting to court you.
You got to do the FaceTime. FaceTime is like a real, it's a game changer. They can either succeed or they can fail. But okay. To wrap it up, what we talked about today, we learned about headspace, meditation. That's a good thing to do. Just okays it. We're going to do some meditation. We learned about self-care, doing stuff for you. Some of the mental health tips we got focusing on yourself. We got creating a schedule.
That's me, because they don't create schedules.
Social distancing does not mean emotional distancing. We got exercise and physical activity. We love to see it. We love to see it, Shanae. Shanae's going to keep us up to date about physical activity. We love learning and intellectual engagement. That's something to do. Keep your mind engaged. Learn something. Learn a new trade. We love alone time. Outside or inside. Alone time, we love it. We love
to see it.
We love to see it. Remember the things that you liked before quarantine. And keep them up. Be grateful that you can do more of it with this downtime. Be grateful that you can do the things you love and you're not being held accountable for being part of the real world because the real world has stopped.
Hallelujah.
We want to limit exposure to TV and internet news. We know what's going on. We want
gaslighting.
We want to choose a small window of time to look at that kind of stuff and then go back to real life. Because even though we know that there's bad things going on in the world, we can't consume ourselves with it because that's what brings you down. We do not need that. Gaslighting. People are doing it. It's very, very frequent right now. You have to understand it. You have to Google gaslighting and what it means. It's a part of psychological manipulation. And you have to, so you know what that is. So when you see it, you're like, are you gaslighting me? And you're aware of it. So we're over that. So what we've taught you guys today are some good ways to manage your mental health during May, Mental Health Month.
Hey.
And you know what I'm saying? We'll see you guys for episode 3.
Yeah, that's my episode, y'all. Can't wait. Episode 3, my favorite number.
Okay, it's probably gonna be.
Y'all better get ready. Episode 3.
Lord.
Okay. No, just kidding. But thank you guys for watching. We appreciate you guys.
Yes.
Follow Block Party PM on all social media platforms.
Facts on facts.
We love engagement. We love the feedback. Follow us on. We have an Instagram. We have a Twitter.
Tell them.
A YouTube. We have Facebook.
Tell them.
All of our logins are Block Party PM.
Okay.
PM for night. Block Party PM. Follow us on all things and talk to us because eventually we're going to want some callers. We're going to want some engagement. We're going to want to hear from you guys and we want to create a discussion. So if you guys have anything to talk about and add to this episode, let us know.
Yes.
Block Party PM.
You can look at it right now here too. Put it up. Magically appear. There it is. You see it?
So wait, cheers to another second episode. Spicy Marks. Bye guys. Have a great day.